Hi, and welcome to this video on how to get started using Spanish Tutor. Alright, now that you've got Spanish Tutor up and running, you want to start using it. And what you want to do first of all is decide how do you want to be quizzed in your lessons. And first thing is the subject of the verb, which is in here. You have choices of yo, I, tú, you familiar, usted, you formal, él, he, ella, she, nosotros, we, ustedes, they, ellos, they when it's all men, and ellas when it's all women. Okay, let's say you want to, first of all, you're not going to get into the nosotros and ustedes. You're going to go with the first three. You're going to test yourself in tú, you familiar, you formal, él, and ella. So you check those boxes. Next thing you want to do is decide what tense do you want to be tested in. Do you want to be tested in the present tense, imperfect tense, the preterite or past tense, future tense, or conditional tense? For this one here, we're leaving it checked at the present tense. There's also compound tenses, which is present perfect, and they're all listed here in this one here. Usually I don't use this when I'm trying to test myself. Next thing you want to do is decide whether you want to do verbs that are ending in AR, ER, or IR. Well, a lot of times you want to be tested in all three, so check all three boxes. The other parts of this are moods, whether it's going to be a present mood, imperfect mood, perfecto mood, and down here, this mood here, I can't even pronounce it. I haven't used these for quite a while. And the last thing you want to decide on is you want to be tested with regular verbs, irregular verbs, or stem changing. You can either click irregular and take off regular, or take off those and have just the actual stem changing verbs, or just the regular verbs like that, irregular verbs rather. It all depends which box you want to check. For this one, we're just going to have the regular verbs. Okay? Alright. About the last thing you want to set up is the sequence. In this case, we're going to leave it checked at random. So you're going to throw verbs up here that are at a random list of them. Do you want the text to be in English, or do you want it to be random in English or Spanish? Which you want the sound to be muted? All depends what you want to check here, how you want to do it. Alright. When you're all ready, okay, as it says up there, Spanish verb conjugation exercise. To start, click enter. And that's this button right here. So click enter. And now you see that all these boxes are grayed out. That means you've started the lesson. Okay? Alright. The first one here is conjugate the verb insistir, to insist or to persist. And they're asking you to conjugate it in the third person, which is él insistir. Well, how would you do that? Well, it would be él insiste. Enter. Okay, and let's try the next one. Now that we see here that it shows that we got the right answer, so we click next. Now it says conjugate the verb cenar, to eat supper, to have supper, and they want it in the second person familiar, which is cenar in the second person familiar. So it would be you familiar. Now I'm going to get this one wrong. Cene. Okay, enter. Nope. They got a ding there, and we got a no answer. So you have to put in the right answers. Okay? Shows you that I don't know these verbs perfectly. Now you can go on. Let's go on to the next one. Enojar. to annoy, or to anger, or to irritate. And it's ella enojar. Okay, would be ella enoja. Enter. Yep, got that one right. All right, that's a real simple introduction on how to get started using Spanish Tutor flashcard program. Thanks for watching.